Hi, how are ya? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures in Hardcore Classic WoW. Last episode, we did some leveling in Stranglethorn Vale, and we leveled up our first aid. We also put some items on the auction house. So let's check these out. Yeah, we're getting some sales. Nice. A lot of the loot did not sell, though. There's the books we want. That is good. Guess we'll put these back on the auction house. And we're almost back to being over 20 gold. So let's learn Heavy Silk Bandage. Heals 640 damage over 8 seconds. Nice. Let's learn that. Well, let's craft some bandages. It's a pretty big upgrade. Went from heavy wool bandage to heavy silk. So we'll try to make we'll make as many as we can. And yeah, I think Asmongold made a guild. When I logged in, I seen a bunch of people like saying invite Asmonlair. So that means we're going to have a lot of people on this server. A lot of low levels. Which is good. More people on the server, the better. In my opinion. Let's see what's dropping here. Usually that sound means, oh, Spirit of Zandalar's dropping. I wish we were in Booty Bay. I don't know if that shield will ever sell. Okay, so we should get rid of the silk bandages. And then we will be on our way to the wetlands. Tiger meat. Yeah, we should probably put that on the auction house. I think it sold the last time we put it up, so we'll put up the rest. Not too sure what the guild got called, but when I logged in, this chat was just like spamming looking for Asmonlair. It was hilarious. Can go and see if everybody's leveling in Elwyn Forest. Maybe they're slaying Hogger. Should we go check it out? See how it's going? Actually, we're probably not even on the same layer. But I assume that's what's probably happening, you know? You get a big group of people and you just go slay Hogger, like with a bunch of level 1s. That's always pretty damn fun. So, yeah, we'll keep the book on. It's not a big deal. We got a lot of bag space. I'm gonna fly over to the wetlands. I think that's a good idea. We have our first aid at 192. Not bad.
The Wildhammer dwarves might have fast steeds, but can those airy pink griffins stand the heat of the Great Forge? I think not.
The heat of the Great Forge. Yeah, it's good. I'm happy we got more streamers playing on this server, man. When I first played Classic... When I first started Classic WoW in 2019, there was like a big debate over like whether you should play on the streamer server or not. And the streamer server was called it was called Faralina. They chose Faralina. I think just because they didn't want to go on the server with the cool name. They allowed the cool name server to be for the community, people that are kind of that were looking for, you know, the old school classic experience back then. And there was like a divide between the community, between like people playing on the streamer server and people playing on Herod, which was considered the old school classic WoW vibe server. And I chose to play on Faralina. And the reason why is because I thought that the population of Faralina would always stay alive because of streamers promoting the server. And that was true. Faralina is still going strong today. It is probably one of the highest pop Horde servers in North America. And it had great faction balance between Alliance and Horde until, I think, the second phase of TBC, when a bunch of dead or dying Horde server people came to Faralina, and then the Alliance just got overrun by Horde, and then it was over. The Alliance just left, and then all the Alliance went to Benediction. And what happened to Herod? It died. I think it died before Classic WoW even ended. Before Naxxramas came out. So I think that was a good choice. So I recommend going on streamer servers. Yeah, you might run into some like annoying people sometimes, but they keep the population alive, and that's a big deal when you're, you know, playing an MMO. All right, so what quest should we pick up first? I guess we'll pick up Lightforge Iron.
The shipwrecks off the shore here are the doomed Third Fleet of Kultiras,
Yeah, the
burned
quests
and
in here.
sunk by red dragons during the last Great War.
James
The
Heil.
fleet hailed from Lord Errol, but one
Hold on
ship,
to that one.
an elvish destroyer flying Osprey, was with it. It was shipping a load of Lightforge iron and joined the Third Fleet for protection. Ironic that it sunk to the same dragons. Enough history. The Flying Osprey is wrecked to the south of Menil Harbor. If you find the Lightforge iron there, bring it to me.
My brother James went with Lady Proudmoore across the
What is
sea.
this quest?
Last I
Third
heard, the
Fleet.
fighting had settled down over there, and James was setting up an inn somewhere on the continent. Wherever he is, I'm sure he's doing good business. Damn fine cook he was. I haven't heard from him for a while now. Too busy with his inn, I'd wager. But the clerk in Theramore could probably point you to him.
Okay, so we have a quest in Theramore to turn in. The Third Fleet. Buy First Mate Fitzsimmons a flagon of mead. First Mate Fitzsimmons, this guy.
Greetings.
Third Fleet. If you're willing to endure tales that will shiver your timbers and sog your skivvies, then get yourself a drink and sit for a spell.
I was once first mate on the Wave Mistress, ship of the line in the Kultiras Third Fleet.
Let's get him
The
his
doomed
mead.
fleet. Doomed, for on its last voyage, the fleet was attacked by red dragons. Dragons controlled by orcs. We didn't stand a chance against that dragonfire, and our fleet was burned and sunk off this here coast. I'm the sole survivor of those poor vessels. My head hammers and pounds. I'll need a fresh drink if I'm to get a handle on this hangover.
I wonder if this counts. The honey mead? I hope it does.
Watch your back.
Blue leaf tubers is now get gray. I guess we'll get rid of this one. Or should we hold on to it? Save TechBot's brain? Oh, even Nomoragan quests are becoming gray. We should probably get into these dungeons. We'll do one more level. Oh, man. Yeah, he wants the Dwarven honeymead.
Fill your tankard and pull up a chair. We've stories to tell and
13
kegs to
silver
empty.
for a pint. You're kidding me.
You need something? See you later.
Oh, I'm so very thirsty. Won't you buy a drink for this poor, pathetic fool?
Ah, that hits the spot and loosens the tongue. Thanks, mate. I'm the sole survivor of the ill-fated Third Fleet of Kultiras, wrecked off the coast to the north. But although I'm the only member of the fleet still breathing, I'm not the only one still walking about. For on one of our ships was hidden a great and terrible treasure, and the eerie power of it keeps the souls of my brothers trapped within the ship's rotting hulls. But if you can free some of my brothers, then perhaps you can break their curse.
All right, we'll head up here. Should we get the Light Forge Iron first? We should probably do that. Yeah, we'll get the Light Forge Iron. And then we'll head over to where the fleet is. I know War Banners, that's to deal with orcs, which is over here. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today. It's been a pretty good amount of news from Blizzard that I'm happy about. It wasn't like exactly what I wanted to hear, but it was good. The chest is waterlogged and its siding broken. Many claw marks mar both the inside and outside of the chest as if Murlocs have searched through it and stolen its treasure. But tucked deep within the chest is a single Lightforge ingot. Fortunately, many more will be needed if enough metal is to fashion a weapon is to be gained. Having grabbed the single Lightforge ingot from the waterlogged chest, it is clear that Murlocs have stolen the rest. Hunt the Murloc raiders near the Flying Osprey wreckage for the lost Lightforge iron. And I think the guild that I'm in, that I raid with in Wrath of Lich King, they're probably going to play Cataclysm. A lot of people were kind of down about that expansion, but one of the people in my guild said something that I agree with, and he said all the expansions are pretty good in World of Warcraft as long as you're playing with like a group of people that you like. And that's true. If you're playing with a group of people that you like, pretty much all of the WoW expansions can be fun. There really isn't a bad one. Because the raids are pretty good. Like, I don't think... I've never had, like, an issue with, like, an expansion and said, like, yeah, the raids were terrible. Every single one. Not one single WoW expansion I've ever, like, experienced that. It's one thing WoW does that like other games just don't have. Raids are great. Kind of brave dealing with these Murlocs without any potions. Actually, it seems like they're getting completely wrecked here. Need to get Lightforge ingot off of these guys. Remember when we were a level 17 warrior and we were afraid of these Murlocs. Man, this is brutal. What? I was actually pretty terrified of these guys. Oh, we got some catfish. Nice. We're going to be able to cook that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, we did a journey through the Dunmoreau Mountains, and we made our way... We'll head over here to where we were. We were level 17. And this was our first ever trip to Dunmoreau. Could have died that day. But we got lucky and we survived. I think a guy was just swimming over recently. I don't think he was like a low level though. We just seen somebody swimming, you know. Okay, I need to stop not using good old hamstring. Oh, Murloc fins too. Nice. We'll be able to cook some Murloc fin stew. I think that was like one of my favorite episodes was actually doing that. Like, we were all the way up there. I think we were... This is where we did the swim. And I think I put like / target Crocolisk or something like that. And we were scared of this guy, the Wetlands Crocolisk. Yeah, I had him targeted and we had him like this. Now he's gray. And I was also worried about the Murlocs over here. And then we just swam over and nothing touched us. It's a really fun journey. I recommend if you ever play Alliance, just go up there. Go up to the Dunmorrow Mountains and explore. You have to do like a little like jump trick to do it. But I recommend checking it out. It's fun. I don't know. I enjoy it. You can't do that as Horde. That's another reason why I like Alliance, because they have that like Dunmorrow Mountain exploration you can do. What episode did we do that? Yeah, episode 19. That's when we did that. That was a long time ago. Where's all the Murlocs at, man? We need some of this Light Forge ingot. I wonder if there's any more in like these crates. That one over there? Corpse of Piss Tugger. Oh my gosh, he died doing it. He died crossing through. He was so close. I think for the season of Discovery, we're gonna go up to those mountains for sure. So I'm playing Alliance. Oh man, rest in peace. Good old Piss Tugger. Tried his best to get by. I wonder what he was playing. It looks like a warrior, man. Yeah, that's a warrior. Could have been us. I bet you that... And those Crocolists, man, like if they see you, they swim up to you fast. Same with the Murlocs. And the Murlocs have range abilities as well. So they just come up to you and they just throw like 2 spears, you're done. If somebody messages me and asks me to like help them if I'm in this zone to cross, I'm making my way over here for sure. Be a good feeling, you know, helping somebody cross into Menil Harbor after that, like, long journey through the mountains. This is brutal, man. There's, like, no Murlocs here. We're the only guy here. Let's head over this way. Maybe we'll find someone under the water here. You know what we might do? We might pull out the fishing rod, guys. Do a little bit of fishing while we're waiting for these Murlocs to spawn. This is odd. Usually you don't have trouble finding these guys. Supposedly there's like a pack of them over here. We'll make our way over to their little camp. Oh, here's one. charge. There you go. Give him a little. Bring him up. One thing I'm kind of worried about, though, with all these people, like, on the server, is the server crashing, but I doubt it. I doubt that would happen. We got layers and all this other stuff going on. I doubt the server will crash. I remember when Classic WoW didn't have layers. Oh my gosh. The queue times. Solid, like, 12-hour queue times on Faralina. But it was awesome, man. If you were online. Because there'd always be, like, a bunch of people everywhere. Oh, damn it. We didn't take some gunshots at him. Bang. Now he's gonna get... Oh, wow. They got two of them. Gotta watch out here, guys. This looks kind of cool. Sun setting. In Menil Harbor. Let's have a bite to eat here. That looks amazing. Look at that. That looks great. Should I be like this? I don't know. I think the way we had it was nice. Should I move over here? You want to get the boat too. Oh, look at that boat too coming in. Can always do it like this. No, you gotta have them looking at it. I want to get the boat coming in at the same time. Should be just turning right now. There it is. Gotta get this set up. Looks like that one's just leaving. And then we get the no mage. The no mage was slain. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll use another one. That was unfortunate. Somebody just died right when we were about to take the screenshot. So one thing we could do is head over to Theramore while the boat's there. Can go turn that quest in. That might be a good idea. I hope we can make it. I don't think we can, though. I think we'll just stick with trying to get the ingots. We got someone else hunting for... It's level 27 here. Very dangerous. Any in the water? There's like one or two. Looks like we didn't get everything off of that guy. We'll head back and loot him. Yeah, I don't know what I should play for Season of Discovery. Maybe I'll ask you guys. We'll do a little vote. Just thinking about playing a mage. I think mage will be OP. I want to play a range class, I think. I think a range class would be fun. Because we will be going to do World PvP in Ashenvale for the World PvP event. I want to experience that. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, good. He didn't get too far. Get that back. Slow him down. And the drop rate is pretty damn low on this stuff. This Warlocks, like, we're competing to, like, get all these Murlocs. The reason why I want to play a range class is because in World PvP, if you're not playing a range class, you're really not even participating. Like, if you play a warrior or even a rogue, any melee class, you try to go into the World PvP event or attack the enemy team, you just get wrecked. Unless, like, your team is winning, and then, you know, the melee can go in and clean it up. I remember when I was participating in the Hillsbrad PvP, Terran Mill versus South Shore in 2019. Like, it was just all range. I played a warrior, and I would just stand there next to the range, sort of like, I guess, protecting them from the other melee that would come in. And if I would ever charge in, I'd just be like 1, 2, 3, and I would be done. And a popular strat you would see back then was mages blinking in using sapper bombs. They're called sappers. Pretty much it's a engineered bomb, and it does AoE damage. So what they would do is they would, I think, blink in, sapper, and then they would get targeted, and then they would ice block, and then that ice block they would just, you know, blink, like, no frost nova, then blink away.
How are ya?
And when you have a bunch of them doing that, they just do insane AoE and like wreck an entire group of players. Did you find the Lightforge iron you need?
Ah, you found them. Now let's get this Lightforge iron hammered into something useful, eh? There is a dwarven weaponsmith in the dwarven district of Stormwind who can craft with Lightforge iron. His name is Grimmand Elmore. I've packed the iron you found into a crate. Take it to Grimmand and tell him your tale. I'm sure he'll oblige someone on a quest such as yours and craft for you a weapon. A weapon to give even Morbant Fell worry.
Yeah, we're gonna get the weapon to fight against Morbant Fell. That'll probably be close to the 40s, maybe, when we want to give him a go. Maybe we could do it with another player. That would make it pretty damn easy, though. Looks like the Theramar boat's coming into the dock, which is good. So we can do this quest here. We have to go to the Theramar Inn and turn in a crate, I believe. Yeah, go. Let's get this fishing here. Do a little fishing while we're waiting on the boat. But yeah, I would recommend playing Mage if you want to enjoy World PvP. The thing is, it doesn't happen too often. Especially, well, it never happens on this server, right? It's pretty much a PvE server. Maybe on Classic Era they have a lot of World PvP. Who knows? I'm not too sure. But if I was to play a class that, you know, was for World PvP, I'd probably play a Mage. I also heard that people are worried about Warlocks being OP with the Chaos Bolt. Supposedly, people think Chaos Bolt's going to be one-shotting everybody. And that might happen. I think Warlock would be a lot of fun, too. It's another great class. Chaos Bolt, it does an insane amount of damage. If you want to one-shot lobies, or I wouldn't say lobies, but like people that are almost around your level that don't have a lot of gear, you're probably going to be able to do that as a Warlock with Chaos Bolt. I wish they gave boomkins full moon. Like druids. That would be such an awesome ability in Classic. It's pretty much a balanced druids version of Chaos Bolt. And it came out in Legion. I think Legion was my favorite time playing a balanced druid. I remember when I leveled to max level during Legion, I would buff my character up, and I would stealth up to Alliance while they were doing world quests. And then I would pop all of my cooldowns, and I would line up a full moon. And then a moon would just drop out of the sky and just go boom, and then one-shot them. It was awesome. One of my favorite times playing a boomkin. I hope they make boomkin cool. In Season of Discovery. Because boomkin really sucks, man. In Classic, it's brutal. They're actually not a bad PvP class, though. They have a lot of mobility and rooting a player and then dotting them up and shooting wraths at them. Does a lot of damage. They're also the best flag carriers in the game for Warsong Gulch. So as a PvP class, Druid's pretty awesome. But PvE, Druid kind of struggled. They were like not the best. They were like an okay healer. Feral Druids were like the utility class that would just do whatever was needed. Like if you needed damage, they'll do damage. If you needed a tank, they tank. I think Druid's always been considered sort of a utility class. Oh, I think this is up here. Clerk Lendry.
James Heil. Why does that name sound so familiar? Of course, the Shady Rest Inn incident. If you have any information about what happened there, I would urge you to speak with Captain Vimes about it. He's handling the investigation.
Captain Vimes. Is he Captain? Oh, there he is. Is this quest like too high for us?
The Guards of Theramore are the finest group of Alliance soldiers based in Kalimdor. It is our duty to uphold the laws
Shady
of the Alliance
Rest
even
Inn.
so far away from our homes.
That's all over
We
here.
don't know much about the burning of the Shady Rest Inn, except that James Heil's wife and child were unable to escape.
Terrible place to
We
live.
managed to drag James out, but he hasn't been the same since. We have many leads, but not much evidence. It is our hope that through the efforts of the Guard and the vigilant help of the people of Theramore, we will unravel this terrible crime. If you would like to lend assistance to the investigation, what remains of the inn can be found at the border to the Barrens.
Imagine living at the border to the Barrens. It's like the worst place to live. There's like ogres there, a bunch of dinosaurs walking around, and then you got a bunch of like centaurs and orcs running around as well. Pretty dangerous place. Just to have like a small house. All right, off to, I guess we'll head up here to the Cursed Crew. wonder if the pirates there will be too low of a level. We'll see. I don't know if we'll get all these scorched spider fangs. The fire-hardened metal. Like, well, we're pretty close. We just need a vial of phlogiston and then all those spider fangs. The good thing about killing those spiders is we get the spider meat, which will be used to make the spider sausages, which give us 12 stamina, 12 spirit. So it might be worth it. And I think this fire-hardened mail, maybe it gives us a piece that gives us a lot of fire resist. Because I remember collecting quite a bit of fire resist gear when I was tanking Molten Core. And it's always good to have, even as a DPS, right? If you want to live. Should probably... oh, damn. These quests might suck, actually. Some of them are 27. Just some of them are low level. Oh, we've been cursed. Curse of the Eye. A Paleth. Physical damage dealt is reduced by 8. Casting speed reduced by 20%. That is brutal as a caster. This is how we would look if we were an undead warrior. I think we'll be okay here. We'll just save the pots. These mobs are like pretty damn low. It's like a really easy quest. We should focus on getting the Nelig's snuff box. If we are gonna fight cursed sailors, we should fight the ones that at least give us XP. That guy. Bunch of low-level sailors down here. Not too sure where the snuff box is. Assume it's down here. I don't think these ghosts run. They do drop silk cloth. I wonder how far they're gonna go with classic. And what I mean by classic, I mean like the version where it's like going from like Wrath of the Lich King to Cataclysm. I think we're 100% going to see Mist of Pandaria. I don't think we'll see Warlords of Draenor though. Maybe we will. It'd be awesome if they made a Warlords of Draenor without garrisons. I would love to see what that's like. There's nothing here. Because that was like the problem with Warlords of Draenor, or they like find a way to fix garrisons. Like to make it better. Is that it? No, it's a target dummy. Wow. They had a rough time down here. Is that it down there? I hate these sailors. But yeah, I wonder what they'll do with that, because I know a lot of people don't, like, everybody hated Garrison. Well, nobody hated the Garrisons, but it ruined the game. Because the cities were completely dead. Nobody would go out in the world and quest. They would just hang out in their garrison. And the garrison was like, you'd be hanging out in your garrison by yourself, because it was, I guess, phased or whatever you want to call it. You were in your own lair, pretty much. Here, we'll use a bandage here. And the world was just completely dead. And that was the main problem with Warlords of Draenor. The dungeons were good. And that was like the first time they added... I wonder if we can swim up here. Yeah, we can. Can we breathe up here? Good. Yeah. The wrong way. Should have came in this way. But yeah, you could... oh, there's First Mate Snellick. Nice. But they had challenge mode dungeons. That was like the beginning of Mythic Plus. I know some people don't like Mythic Plus, but I think that was one of the best game modes they've added in a long time. That came out during Legion. But they were testing it in Warlords of Draenor. And it was fun, man. I played a DK tank back then. Played a blood DK. I had a lot of fun doing those challenge mode dungeons. The raids were good too, as always. Pretty damn good raids in WoD. I think if they do something with... they find out how to... There's only Cursed Marines and Sailors over there. Guess we'll go check it out. There's a fishing pool here. Just see if we can get a rot. See what type of fish we can get. But yeah, if they can figure out something to do with garrisons and like fix them to make them better, or just remove them from WoD, and maybe just add, I don't know if people would like world quests. Yeah, I don't know if people would want to do world quests. Maybe. They have world quests in Dragonflight, but they're like optional, right? Like just something you can do if you want to collect some stuff. Like doesn't really increase your character power at all. I think they can't really get rid of garrisons, though, because there's a lot of gearing involved with garrisons. Unless they could kind of make the garrison an open world thing, where, like, a bunch of people just go to it. There's an Alliance one and a Horde one. And there's just a bunch of people in the garrison doing their own things. So it feels more like an MMO. Because I think they're going all the way with this. Like, when are they going to stop with classic expansions? Maybe when like people stop playing it, or when they see that the numbers have gone down quite a bit. Maybe Cataclysm will be the last one. Who knows? So what we're getting here is Firefin Snappers. And they're worth over a silver each, which is not bad. Forget what they're used for. There's gotta be a reason why they cost that much. Let's look at here. Fire fin snapper. I want to see what we can craft fire fin snappers into. Some guy just invited us to a group. Oh, you make fire oil. Interesting. I think that makes something, right? It's a reagent for fire oil. And what's fire oil for? Oh, it's for a bunch of fire resist gear. It's kind of interesting. Makes sense why it's probably pretty... It's only a silver, but it's just pretty expensive for a fish. So it makes a bunch of fire resist gear like Crimson Silk Cloak, Crimson Silk Gloves, Crimson Silk Shoulders. It also gives you Elixir of Firepower, which fire mages would want to use. Elixir of Greater Firepower. Increases spell fire damage by up to 40 for 30 minutes. Problem is a lot of mages play Frost. So it's kind of rare for people, I guess, to want to like craft those elixirs. Enchant Cloak, lesser fire resistance. So you can give fire resist on your back piece. And then it gives you a fire protection potion. Use absorbs 975 to 1,625 fire damage. It's not bad at all. So we need to get a few more Marines here. Here's one. And I think there's a greater fire resist potion that people use. And you don't really need the fire oil for that. Like, I never really used the small fire protection pots. I'd always use the greater fire protection pots as a tank. And I think a lot of people, even DPS, like if you're playing hardcore, you gotta be using greater fire protection. Greater fire. Just want to see what's in that. What you use for that? Yeah, it's elemental fire. Those are probably really expensive. Should try to farm those. Let's use a bandage here. And you get them from... Highest drop chances from Baron Char and Ungoro Crater. Bunch of bosses in Molten Core drop it. Bosses in Blackrock Depths. Flamekin Ragers and Blazing Invaders in Ungoro Crater and the Burning Steppes have a decent drop rate. Yeah, the drop rate's pretty low. Flamekin Ragers is your best bet if you don't want to get it from a dungeon. And that's in the Burning Steppes. Drop rate is 14%. That's brutal. That's one thing that's pretty good about being in a guild that does raids, right? You just get a bunch of elemental fires from the bosses. Let's deal with these sailors here. But Baron Char, every time you see him, you should probably kill him in Ungirl Crater. He's an elite, level 58 elite fire elemental. He has a 74% drop rate on elemental fire. It's pretty damn good. There's Captain Hallandor. I think we'll be back to fight him. This could get a little interesting here. I don't think we'll die. Should generate a lot of rage. Get rid of this Cursed Sailor. A little bit of AoE damage. Hope we don't have to use a health pot, but maybe we will. Use Last Stand. If we run into any trouble. And our Curse of the Eye will fall off soon. Just need one more sailor and we're done. I want to check that out. Next time we're at the auction house, I want to see how much elemental fire is worth. It's probably really expensive. I would guess. But we'll see. Maybe, like, you know, no low level. Not a lot of low levels are buying it. It's just like people that made it to endgame and want to raid. Alright, perfect. We are done with that quest. We'll fight the captain eventually. I think there's a quest to fight him. We will do that later. Probably end up coming back here. We're going to head back and turn this quest in. Girthix. Died to a Bloodsail Sea Dog in Stranglethorn Vale. And he's like, yeah, 21 Agi is nuts. Rough death. Another 43 died. 43 mage. Died. Another guy. He died to a Bloodsail Sea Dog. His last words were, Fog. Bloodsail Buccaneers are taking some lives today, guys. Especially the Sea Dogs. We got to watch out for those guys. Yeah, the Bloodsail Buccaneers, like, if you go on a boat, you gotta... I'm probably not going on the boats, guys. I know we just went on some boats. But fighting the Bloodsail Buccaneers in those boats, it's pretty rough, man. You can easily get killed. I almost died on my rogue fighting the Bloodsail Buccaneers in Stranglethorn Vale. But I had Vanish and I was able to get away. We won't have that ability on the warrior. So, I'm not too sure if we'll go in there. Maybe we will. We'll see. .32 mage. Corpse of locals only. Probably died to that quest where you get ambushed by these guys. Oh my gosh, this guy's gonna die, dude. Wow, I was supposed to help him. Chronic Feral. Almost got wrecked.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
In my dreams, I can sometimes hear the doomed moans of my brethren. Please, good sir, free them from the bonds and quiet their cries.
My thanks to you, adventurer, and the gratitude of my cursed brethren goes to you as well. To break the curse and free all of my brethren, the thing stowed on my ship
Gotta go
must
fight
be
a
retrieved
calendar.
and cleansed. I don't know what it was, but I do know that it was stored securely in the ship's strongbox, which Captain Hallandor lorded over. My old captain is still in my dreams. I know he walks my doomed ship, the Intrepid. Get the key from him and use it to open the Intrepid's strongbox. Then, after you have the cursed thing, bring it to the priest Glorin Steelbrow in town. You've heard of the Green Warden? You're not looking for him, are you? Well, I say you're crazy if you are. But who am I to keep a fool from his death? If you are seeking that beast, then I hear...
All right, guys. Well, we're going to call the episode here. Next episode, we will go and fight Hallandor. And then we may have to fight those pirates in town. See how that goes. But, as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.